Welcome back again. And today we're gonna build our first Excel project, mainly dealing with decision making formulas or functions only. So so that after this you can attend that Excel interview with your HR. Now I attended one Excel interview question, and this was this some of the tests they gave me. Okay. Now the test mainly was an Microsoft Excel practice test, and it was mainly for decision making. Okay, since it was in HR department, so they had to focus on only decision making. Now the test was for employee performance evaluation using Excel decision making functions. Okay, it was for intermediate, 60 minutes, that is 1 hour, and the pass mark was 100. Now the scenario was you are working as an HR analyst for ABC Manufacturing Limited, right? And the HR department has provided employee performance data. Your task is to use Excel decision making formula to automatically determine bonuses, attendance status, performance ratings, promotions, and employment actions. So, and within this, you are required to use the following functions: the if, the ifs, the if with the and the nested if, and that will be a bonus. So the question is, can you attend that Excel interview? Are you ready, or you still don't know? So within this video, we're gonna see step by step on how we can use the if, and the ifs with the and. Okay, make sure you watch it till the end and check out for more videos in the description. They are already pinned there. And let's dig down into our Excel project. Okay, now as you can see, I have my sheet here whereby they gave me employees data, which I'm going to use to determine on making the decision whichever they would tell me or they instructed me to do. Now I have our tasks is here. Now our first task is to convert this data into an Excel table. So they ordered us to convert the data into an Excel table and name the table employee data. So we shall go back to our sheet, click anywhere here, you press Ctrl T, and this window will pop up. You just click, you just make sure you click this, like my table has headers, then you click OK. After clicking there, then you come to the table design. Under the table design, it told us to name our table employee data. Okay, after that you can come here, you can also change the color format. So I can also highlight here, I remove the filter button, then I put orange color here, put this in bold. Okay, I'll adjust this header so that I can see them nicely. So that is the first task. Now the second one, they said we should find attendance status. Within here they said create a new column named attendance status, right? Whereby if the attendance is 90% or higher, then it's good. If it's below 90, then it's poor. And here they told us to use only the if function. So I'll just copy and paste this one, copy this, and I paste it here so that I can follow exactly what they want me to do. So we shall make one attendance status column here. I'll copy this up here, I'll adjust it, little bit. So they told us to use only the if, like if the attendance is 90%. So we shall use the our column with our attendance percentage. So they said if it's this column is 90 or higher, then we should make it good, or if it's below, then it's poor. So we shall click our first cell here, put our equal sign, and we start with our if function. I'll double click there. Then our attendance column, it is column D2. I write D2 here. If it's equal to, if it's greater or equal to 90, then it should be good, comma. If no, if again our column D2, no, if no, then it's poor. Close it. Hold on. Should be. As you can see now, we have our good, poor. Now that is our first task. I'll go on and delete this. Then we see the second task. The third task, it shows like we should calculate the performance grid. The performance grid, they said if create a new column called performance grid. Okay. Now they said we should use only the ifs. Okay. If the score is equal to this, then the result should be this. So I'll just copy this and I put it here near here all the way, so that I can track what they said nicely. I'll add a column here. Okay, I'll just copy this and paste it here to be my performance grade column. Then they said if the score, so we're going to use our performance score here, our performance column with our scores. I said if it's 90 to 100, then excellent. Then if it's so, then we follow what they say. So I'll just start with my ifs, equal sign, then ifs. I do double click there. Then our column with our score, it's column E2. It's up E2. If it's greater or equal to 90, then it should be excellent. Okay, comma. I'll write again if our column E2 is greater or equal to 80, then it should be very good, comma. Again our column, our cell E2, if it's greater or equal to 70, then it should be good, comma. Again our cell E2, if it's greater or equal to 60, then here it should be fair, comma. If it's below If our column E2 is less than 60, then this should be poor. Okay, I'll close it, then I hit enter. As you can see, we've got our result without any error. Okay, now I'll go ahead and delete this. I don't need it now. I'll go back and we see our task number 4. Now our task number 4 is calculating the promotion eligibility. Okay, and they said create a column called promotion eligibility, eligible, and the rules should be promote an employer only if the performance score is 90 or above, attendance is 95% or above, and the year of service is 5 years or more. Others not eligible. So they said use only the if and eligible, not eligible. So I'll just copy this, copy and paste this to bring it near here so that I can see exactly what I have to do. I'll just add one column here. Okay, so they said create a column, another column called promotion eligible. So I'll copy this, I paste it here. I'll add just a column with it. Okay, so I'll use the only the if and whereby the performance score. So there is my performance score here. That is one column I'm going to use. Then they say the attendance, and I have the attendance column here. Okay, and the year of service and the year of service column here. Mainly I'm going to use these 3 column to determine what they told me to do here. Okay, so I'll start here with my equal sign, then I step if. I'll start with an if because we're going to use many commands or many options. Then I'll put another command with and. Okay, I'll double click that. Then the logic one, it will be if the performance score is 90 or above. So I'll click my performance score. It is in cell E2. If it's greater or equal to 90. Okay, then comma. Again, attendance percentage is in column D2. Again, cell D2. If it's greater or equal to 95. Okay, comma, and another command is year of service. It's here, it's in cell F2. If it's greater or equal to 5 years. Okay, if it's greater or equal to 5 years, then comma, no comma, I'll close this, then I put a comma, open parentheses. Then if all these commands they are correct, it should be eligible. The employee should be eligible. Otherwise, if not, then should be not eligible. I'll close this, then I hit enter. As you can see, we've done it and with no errors. So I'll go ahead and clean this, delete this, so that I'm not left with anything. Okay, so I'll go back here in my task sheet. we're going to task number 5, which sales bonus. Okay, they said create a sales bonus where only employers in sales department qualify for bonuses. Okay, and they give us what we should be doing. Okay, I'll just highlight this, copy this again, I paste it here so that it's easy for me to read, right? So they said I create another sales bonus, so I'll call this sales bonus column, right? I'll click there. Then they said only sales department, so this is my department. Okay, they said only sales department should get the bonus, so the rest should not get anything. Okay, so they said only sales department should get the bonus, and the condition should be if the sales department made 20,000 equals to 20,000 or above here in monthly sales, then you should get 1,500 bonus. If you got between this, then you should get 800. If no, then no bonus. So, and they told us to use only the if with and, right? So I'll just double start with my equal sign. Guys, pay attention here because this is really tricky. Equal sign, I'll type my if, then I'll put my and, because here we have to determine the sales with the monthly sales. Okay, I'll put and, then I click my sales department, sales C2, if it equals to sales comma, and my monthly sales, it's in cell G2 is great or equal to 20,000, close that, comma, then they should get 1,500 bonus. Then I start another logic text. Then I start with an if. Again, if, I'll double click that. If again, then I put and also, and double click there. The sales, the monthly sales, it is in cell G2, upgrade or equal to 15,000, comma, and again our cell G2 is less or equal to 19,999. Okay, I put close this, comma, you should get 800 bonus. Okay, otherwise no bonus. Okay. I'll hit enter. As you can see, we have our bonus column, whereby we can determine which one has to get the bonus. Now, let's make this name like no bonus to be 0 so that we can get this column to be number format. So I'll come back here in my formula bar. I'll just click here. I delete this bonus. Then I just write a 0. Then I click again. As you can see, it has given me what I needed. Okay, so that later on when I format this, it will be in number format. So I'll go on and delete this. I don't need it. Okay, we shall go and see our next task. Task number 6 should be employment action. So they said create a column named HR decision, whereby you say these conditions and the decision will be this. So I'll just copy this again to bring them here. I'll just paste them here so that I can see exactly what I have to do. Okay, so they told me I create a new column called HR decision, so I'll just copy this and paste here. I'll just add just a little bit this column. So they said whereby the condition, if the performance is greater or equal to 90 and the attendance is greater or equal to 95, he should be promoted, or you should promote this employee. If the performance only is greater or equal to 80, then annual increment. Then the performance is greater or equal to 70, then training required. Okay, if the performance is greater or equal to 60, then performance improvement plan. Then below 60, termination review. And they said only use the ifs function. Okay, so I'll just click my cell here, but here we shall use our performance score and the attendance column. Okay, we shall use only these two columns, the attendance and the percentage score column. These two will be needed in making HR decision. Okay, so I'll just click my cell here, then I start with my equal sign, the ifs, I'll just double click there. Since this first condition, it has the performance and the attendance, so I'll just put an and there. Okay, just double click that. Then they said if the performance is 90, so this first column, the column where our performance is in E2 is greater or equal to 90, comma, and the attendance is here, is in column cell D2 greater or equal to 95. 5. Okay, close this, comma, then they should be, employee should be promoted. Okay, should be, there should be a promotion, comma, then I'll go with the second condition, if the performance is 80, is greater or equal to 80, so the performance is in column E, cell E2, right? Yeah, cell E2 is great or equal to 80. Okay, then there should be a new increment, right? Then our second condition is, it says if the performance is in column E2 again, and should be a comma here, if E2 is greater or equal to 70, right? Yeah, 70, then there should be a what? It should require training. Training required. Okay, comma, and our next condition is, again, if the performance, which is in cell E2, is greater or equal to 60, then there should be a performance, spell this wrongly, should be a performance improvement, right? Improve plan, comma. Then the last one says if the performance, which is E2, is less than 60, then it should be termination review. Then we close, then we hit enter. As you can see, we finished our column for HR decision. Now he can determine who needs training, who needs to be terminated, okay, and who needs promotion. So I'll go ahead and delete this, and we go into our task sheet. We see what's next. Now we in the task 7, employee of the month, we need to find the employee of the month. So they said create a column called employee of the month. The rule is this one, so I'll just copy this and extend it here so that I can know exactly what to do. I'll just add one column here. So they said create a column employee of the month. I'll just copy this, paste it here, increase the column width. So they said whereby they said the rule say that an employer qualifies only if the attendance is 100% and the performance score is greater or equal to 95. And I say the condition, if the condition is true, then it should be yes, he qualifies for employee of the month. If the condition is wrong, then no, he's not qualified to be an employee of the month. And they said if use the if and functions. So within here we shall use our two columns here, whereby should find our attendance column, which is in column D, and the second thing, our performance score, which is in column E. So we're going to use these two columns, the attendance column and the performance score column, to determine the employee of the month. So I'll just double click my equal sign here. Then I started with if. They said use only if. I double click here. Then since there are two columns, I'll put another command here and double click this. So it will be if the attendance, which is in column D2, is greater or equal to 100, comma, and the performance score, which is in column E2, is greater or equal to 95, bracket, comma, then if they are all true, it should be a yes, comma, if no, then should be a no. The employee is not the employee of the month. I'll click enter. As you can see, we've got our no, yes, no, yes. So we finished our column of employee of the month. So I'll just go ahead and delete this. Okay. Then I'll go to my task here. What is the next? Now the next is a bonus challenge, which has 10 marks. They said create a new column called salary increment, and it should be in percentage. Okay. So I'll just copy this to extend it there so that it's easy for us to know exactly what we have to do. Okay. So said create a new column called salary increment. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. I'll increase the column with it. This is our salary increment column. And they said if the performance grade is good, then the increment should be 15%. So we have many conditions here, and they said you can use the ifs or the if. So we shall make this based on the performance grade, based on this column here, column I, which has our performance grade. So shall start with my equal sign, ifs. I'll use the ifs with the s. Then the logic will be if this cell here I2 is equal to excellent, comma, then it should be a 15%, comma. Again, if this cell I2 is equal to very good, then it should be a 10%. Okay, again, if this cell I 2 is equal to good, then it should be 7%. Again, this cell I2, if it's equal to fair, then it should be 3%. Okay. Again, if this cell I2 is equal to poor, then should be 0, should get nothing, should be a 0. I'll go ahead and close this. I hit enter. As you can see, we've got one error here. It said name. Maybe I spelled the name wrongly, right? Let's see. Performance poor, right? Maybe I spelled one name poor wrongly. Okay, I'll go back here in the formula bar. I edit this. As you can see, now it's okay. Okay, now we've done with our bonus track. Let's go back and see what they asked for again. Okay, task sheet. Now I think we're done. That was the last one, the bonus challenge. So they expected worksheet. Your worksheet should contain the following columns: 1, 2 till 14. Okay, let's see if we have 14 columns. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Boom. Thanks for us. We've done it. So we just go here and make sure all these columns, they are in there. The rows are in the same order or line. Just double click there. Okay. Just maybe you need to adjust here like this so that you can get an easy format. So boom, that's how this was our first project. Hope you guys learned something. And this, there was the skills being texted. They were like if function, ifs, the if with the I, multiple condition decision making, logical comparison, nested formulas, Excel tables, cell referencing, data formatting, HR data analysis. Boom. So this was our first project here, guys. Hope you learned something. So if you go into that interview, you step inside that office, hope you can get 100% in case they give you a paper or a test concerning decision making formulas. Thank you. See you in another project. Make sure you subscribe and we follow along. Thank you. See you next time.